Page 4. Page 4. Hello, 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 hello. Page 4. Page 4. I go for refuge and am enlightened through the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving, so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and am enlightened through the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and am enlightened through the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sangye Joda Zoge Chonam La Chanjo Bardo Dane Gyapso Che Dage Jinso Kebe Sonamge Tola Benjere Sangye Drubara Isho Sangye Joda Zoge Chonam La Chanjo Bardo Dane Gyapso Che Dage Jinso Kebe Sonamge Tola Benjere Sangye Drubare Shu Sangye Joda Soge Chonamla Chanjo Bado Dane Gyapso Che Dage Jinso Kebe Sonamge Tola Benjere Sangye Drubare Shu. Page 6. Page 6. Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Te Shandata Gato Yavatat Te Sham Chayo Nirodha Evam Bhate Mahashamanaye Swaha. Om Ye Dharma Prabhavam Hetum Te Shandata Gato Yavatat Te Sham Chayo Nirodha Evam Bhate Mahashamanaye Swaha. Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Te Shandata Gato Yavatat Te Sham Chayo Nirodha Evam Bhate Mahashamanaye Swaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation causes as well as taught by the great seer. Armin? Raviana. Raviana, there is it. Armin, if possible, you can help Ravianla. Whatever he does, you help him, so that later, when in his absence, you can help. You have to know which switch. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let us turn to page 77. Hello, hello, hello. Ramela. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you. Page 77. The three principal aspects of the path. Most of you have it on page 78. Most of you have it on page 78. Old version, old edition, page 77. Three principal aspects of the path. Okay. This is a very important text composed by the author Lama Tsongkhapa, and whose composition we read this morning, whose praise we also said, chanted this morning. It says 3 principal aspects of the path. In a practice, page 78. Page 78. Okay. There are 3 important points identified here. There are 3 principal aspects. What are the 3? What are the 3? 1, renunciation. Number 2, bodhicitta. Number 3, wisdom of emptiness. These are the 3 important aspects of the path, or 3 principal paths. These are 3. What are they? Renunciation, bodhicitta, and the wisdom of emptiness. These are 3 things. And the author, when explaining these 3 things, keep in mind that we are extremely fortunate, meritorious, that there's such an enlightened order master came on planet Earth to explain these 3 things. And each of these 3 things are further explained under 3 subheadings. Under 3 subheadings. For example, okay, this is very important. I ask you question, they say, I tell you something, and you, what would you tell me? Think of that. Okay. Let's say that the lady here, what's your name? Yes. Shahil. La or na? Shaheen. Let's say, okay, just imagine that I'm asking you, Shaheen, say you have to practice renunciation. What will you say? Okay, listen. You have no idea what is renunciation. Then I ask you, okay, I asked you, you should practice renunciation. What would you say?
What should I renounce?
What should I renounce? Anyone else would like to give? This is a very nice answer. So, what other answers would possibly come?
Why?
What is renunciation? Anyone else? Huh? How to practice? Anyone else? Who said it? Why? Reasons? Yes, the first question, why? Why should I do it? Number 1. You're getting it? Unless you don't know why, if you jump into this, you're blindly following. So first you have to know why. If I say practice renunciation, why? Go to that direction, why? You're getting it? This question is first, why? So when somebody explained why you should practice the renunciation, or this reason is a lot of benefit to me, then what do you ask me? Now I like to practice renunciation. Tell me how. Number 2, how? Once I tell you how, then what's your next point? What would you ask me? What when? Anyone? Okay, anyone raise hands? Raise anyone? Yes. Expert, yeah. This issue is expert.
What's the benefit of practicing renunciation?
That's the first one, already explained. Why? Benefit, already explained.
Pleasure.
This is expert. Okay. Expert's answer. Right? Expert answer. What is the measure? So you practice it. How do you know that I have generated renunciation? Number 1 is, why should I practice renunciation? Number 2 is, how should I practice renunciation? Number 3 is, what is the measure of having generated renunciation? Under 3 topics. Okay, this has been covered under 3 topics. Tell me, Armin, what are 3 topics? What is the measure of having generated renunciation? Okay, how many understood this with hands? How many understood this? Peter, you understood? Yes. Okay, now Just as we apply this to the renunciation, we apply the same thing to bodhicitta. Why bodhicitta? How bodhicitta? What is the measure of having generated bodhicitta? Number 3, wisdom. Same applied to the wisdom. So this is how this is taught here. So your job is, after this class, if possible, even in the group discussion, you try to identify which verse is what. So each of these 3 points are covered, explained under these 3 subheadings. Okay, with this in mind, Lama Tsongkhapa here, the author, Lama Tsongkhapa here, his style of composition is that what is easy, he will never repeat it. What is easy, he will skip. What is complicated, difficult, he will make sure that things are explained so well. You got it? Okay, so this is how it is done. Some of the points which you can easily understand based on where the author taught somewhere else, he would not explain it again. For example, the measure of having generated bodhicitta. After explaining the measure of having generated renunciation, he would not go to explain what is the measure of having generated bodhicitta, because it's very similar. By extension, you can learn from how it is explained in the renunciation. You can apply this to the bodhicitta. Okay, so we'll read this. Reading 3 Principles of the Path by Lama Tsongkhapa. I bow down to the Venerable Lamas. As well as I am able, I will explain the essence of all the teachings of the Buddha, the path praised by the conqueror's children, entrance for those who desire liberation. Okay, for the beginners, you may wonder what is conqueror's children. Conqueror meaning Buddhas, Buddha who conquered the mental, internal demons. Conqueror, the one who conquered the internal demons, one who conquered the mental defilements. Conqueror, meaning the Buddha. In Tibetan, Gyalwa. Children, meaning that just as the child, the prince, is going to become the king. Likewise, the children of the Buddha refer to bodhisattvas. Bodhisattvas are going to become Buddhas in the future. So, conqueror's children refers to the bodhisattvas. Okay, let's read this once more. As well as I am able, I will explain the essence of all the teachings of the Buddha, the path praised by the conqueror's children, entrance for those who desire liberation. Listen with a clear mind, you fortunate ones who are not attached to the joys of secular existence. Strive to make good use of leisure and opportunity, and direct your minds to the path that pleases the Buddhas. Without pure renunciation, an end to attraction for the pleasures of secular existence is unattainable. The craving for existence also binds beings, thus from the outset seek renunciation. Reverse the attraction to this life by reflecting on how leisure and opportunity are difficult to find, and how life is ephemeral and without span. Reverse the attraction to future lives by repeatedly thinking of the infallibility of karma and its effects and the miseries of samsara. Contemplating thus, when for an instant you do not admire the splendors of secular existence and remain intent on liberation day and night, renunciation is born in you then. However, renunciation, if not tempered by a poor mind of bodhicitta, will not bring forth the perfect bliss of unsurpassed enlightenment. Therefore, the wise ones generate the excellent mind of bodhicitta. Swept up in the current of the 4 powerful rivers, tied by strong bonds of karma so hard to undo, caught up in the iron net of the self-grasping, completely enveloped by the darkness of ignorance, born and reborn in limitless cyclic existence, ceaselessly tormented by the 3 miseries, thinking of your mothers in this condition, generate the supreme mind of bodhicitta. Although you train in renunciation the mind of bodhicitta, without wisdom that realizes the ultimate reality, you cannot cut the root of secular existence. Therefore, strive to understand dependent arising. One who sees the infallible cause and effect of all phenomena in samsara and nirvana and destroys all focuses of apprehension has entered the path which pleases the Buddhas. Appearances are infallible, dependent arising. Emptiness and understanding is free of assertions. As long as these 2 are seen as distinct, you have not yet realized the intent of the Buddhas. When these 2 realizations are concurrent, where the mere sight of infallible dependent arising Consequently, it destroys all modes of grasping through definite discernment. At that time, the analysis of the profound view is perfected. Furthermore, appearances refute the extreme of existence. Emptiness refutes the extreme of non-existence. When you understand that emptiness arises in the form of cause and effect, you are not captivated by view of extremes. O my child, once you have thus realized the points of the three principal paths, seek solitude and cultivate strong determination, and quickly reach their final aspired goal. Okay, this morning we were talking about the three kinds of suffering. What are the three kinds of suffering? Anyone quick? Anyone? Three kinds of suffering? Anyone quick? Anyone? Anyone? The lady here.
Suffering of suffering, suffering of change, and pervasive condition suffering.
Thank you. So we're done with three sufferings. Done? Not done? Done? Not done? Done? Okay, so some people say done. Some people, why the pervasive condition, the illustration that we gave, why they are referred to as pervasive, why they are referred to as conditioned, and how they are suffering. Anyone who has to explain to us how the three kinds, the third pervasive condition suffering is suffering? How is that suffering? Anyone? Okay, which means if you are not too sure, which means we must have learned it 10 years ago. How is that suffering? Anyone? How is that suffering? Anyone? Okay, Leon.
All pervasive conditioned suffering is a mastermind for all other two sufferings.
Again?
All pervasive conditioned suffering is a mastermind of other two sufferings.
I think your mask is making the tone very monotonous.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
All conditioned pervasive suffering is a mastermind for other two sufferings.
Very good. Okay, so we must learn how to articulate your concepts. So as Leon very beautifully said, it's suffering because it's a mastermind of all the sufferings. Suffering means something which you don't like. So the mastermind is the worst of the things that you don't like. Yes? Hey, yes? Okay, mastermind is the worst. So of the three, the third one is the mastermind. If you get into the third one, all the misery stop. So on the pervasive condition suffering is suffering because it's the mastermind of all the sufferings. Number one. It is pervasive. Why? Because it is pervasive because, okay, these are technical aspects. We cannot just explain the way you think. This is all technical aspects. For example, like what Leon said, it is suffering because it's a mastermind of all the sufferings. It's very well articulated. Like this, why it is referred to pervasive? Because it's everywhere. Don't say like this. Same, pervasive has a connotation with respect to whole samsara. Whole samsara. Say, if you're not in nirvana, you are in samsara. Let me repeat it. If you're not in nirvana, you are in samsara. If you're not in light, you are in darkness. If you're not in nirvana, you are in samsara. How many you are in nirvana, raise hands? One. So one is nirvana. That's amazing. Amazing. There's one who's in nirvana, right? Nirvana. Okay. If you're not in nirvana and you are you exist, and you are not in nirvana, you are in samsara, right? So tell me again. Okay, in samsara. Okay, so we are on samsara. So the whole samsara is divided into three groups known as three realms. We need to know these technical points, technical aspects. Whole samsara is divided into three realms. The lowest one is known as desire realm. In Tibetan, dukkam. In Tibetan, dukkam. Desire realm. R-E-A-L-M. Realm. Desire realm. Then the next one is form realm. Form, F-O-R-M. Form realm. Realm meaning the world. Desire world, form world, and formless world. So technically we use the word desire realm, form realm, and formless realm. The whole samsara is divided into three groups. Lowest one, desire realm, then above is form realm, and still above is formless realm. So how we classify them in the hierarchy is on the basis of the mental meditative concentration, level of the meditative concentration. So desire realm, meditative concentration is almost zero. People don't meditate. People don't meditate experiences. So desire, the beings, the realm where the beings who take birth there, they are mainly driven towards outside desire, the desire for sensual objects. Let me repeat it. Desire realm is the realm where the beings are driven by desire for sensual objects. 5 sensual objects. Sensual objects are outside or inside? Sensual objects, are they outside or inside? Outside, not inside, not meditation. Inside is meditation. Let me repeat it. Desire realm is a realm where the beings are driven by desire for sensual objects. Where the beings are driven by desire for sensual objects. For example, like, oh, the food is good, the music is very nice, this perfume is so good, sensual desires. Then the next is the form realm. Form realm. Within the form realm, again, there are 4 divisions. And divisions are very simple. First concentration, second concentration, third concentration, and fourth concentration. Form realm is divided into 4 divisions. These are known as first concentration, symbol. First concentration, second concentration, third concentration, and fourth concentration. As simple as that. Then the formless. Formless is divided into again 4. Formless is divided into 4. We have to know these things. If you know these things, later on when you read some text, it'll become very easy for you. Otherwise you get stuck. What they mean? Formless divided into 4. 1. Infinite space. Infinite space. Number 2. Infinite consciousness. Number 1. Infinite space. Number 2. Infinite consciousness. Number 3. Vacuity. Vacuity. Vacuity, how to spell it? Are you sure? Okay. Vacuity. He's saying V-A-C-C-U-I-T. C-C. He's saying C-C and you say yes, yes. V-A-C-U-I-T-Y. Vacuity. V-A-C-U-I-T-Y. Not C-C. Not in Nirvana, it may be C-C. In Samsara, it's C. Okay, vacuity. And finally, the supreme of existence. Supreme of existence. The peak of existence. The peak of existence. The tip. The peak of existence. What's the peak? Spelling? P-E-E-K. P-E-A-K. Thank you. Okay, the peak of existence. These 4. Now, in the desire realm, in the where we are. Desire realm is where we are. Human realm. Within desire realm, again, okay, shall I have more divisions or no divisions? It's enough. Huh? Show some more divisions. Okay, so let me think about the newcomers. Let's not divide it anymore. Otherwise, they will not come to retreat anymore. Okay, so let's just keep it there for time being. Desire realm is where we are. The human beings, animals, insects, hungry ghosts, help beings, God and Goddess, all these beings are there in this realm. And within the desire realm, there's a God realm also. God realm is not only form and formless. Even within desire realm, there's a God. God of low quality. God, there are two qualities. Okay, three qualities. Low quality, middle quality, and high quality. God is within desire realm, there's a low quality God. And form realm is also God realm. And formless is also God realm. Formless is highest, and form is the second. And the God within the desire realm, this is low quality. So this you can take birth with even without meditation, without meditative stabilization, meditative concentration, still you can take birth there. But with the form and formless, to take birth there, you must have to have a deeper meditative concentration experiences. You getting it? Okay. So now we're talking about the why the pervasive condition is referred to as pervasive. So of the three realms, what is the first suffering? Suffering. What is meant by suffering? What is suffering? Technical answer. Anyone? What is suffering? And okay, over there. Listen.
Страдания – это очевидные страдания, которые ясны и понятны всем.
Suffering of suffering is an evident suffering which everybody sees as suffering.
Did you hear what it said? Suffering is those suffering which anybody can easily identify as suffering. So suffering exists only in desire realm. It does not exist in the form and formless realm. You getting it? So therefore suffering is not pervasive. It only exists in desire realm. It does not exist, it does not pervade in the form and formless realm. Okay, done. What is next? Suffering change. Suffering change is also not pervasive. Why? Because suffering change exists only in the desire realm. And how many divisions are there in the form realm? Hey, how many divisions there in the form realm, Joshua? 4. Of the four, suffering change exists in the desire realm plus the first 3 form realms. Suffering change exists in the desire realm plus the first 3 form realms. Suffering change also exists in the 4th form realm, and it does not exist at all in the formless realm. So therefore, suffering change is not pervasive. It does not pervade across samsara. Now, pervasive condition suffering, it exists in all 3 realms. Desire realm, formless realm, all. Okay, let us see. Give an example of pervasive condition suffering. Then we'll check whether it exists in all 3 realms. Anyone? Quick. Yes. Contaminated karmas. Contaminated karmas, does it exist in all 3 realms? Yes. Because contaminated karma drives somebody to take birth in desire realm, formless realm. Anyone else? Pervasive condition suffering. Can you give an example? Hey, no example. Yes. Okay, neutral feelings. Okay, neutral feelings. Buddha don't have neutral feelings. Buddha, yes, that's true. Buddha has no neutral feelings. Arhats, they have neutral feelings? Yes. Contaminated neutral feelings. Not just neutral, but contaminated neutral feelings. Contaminated neutral feelings exist in the desire realm. You have contaminated neutral feelings? Yes, no? Huh? If you don't answer, you are having contaminated neutral feelings. You are not answering like this, like zombie, like this. Basically, you're in the neutral feeling. And there's contaminated neutral. If you don't answer, you have the contaminated neutral feelings. That's good. You know that. And the form realm also, neutral feelings are there. In the formless, neutral feelings are there. All the feelings are neutral feelings in the formless. So, neutral feelings, contaminated neutral feelings pervade all three realms. Any more examples? This is samsara, yes.
Involuntary birth and samsara.
Involuntary birth in samsara. Involuntary birth in samsara happens on three realms. Desire, form, formless. So this is pervasive. Now next is what? Conditioned. Why it is not conditioned is that the third suffering has the connotations of mastermind. Mastermind means the mastermind means the one which conditions the other two sufferings, which conditions us to suffer into the first two. It conditions us. It makes us suffer. It makes us go through suffering, and pervade the suffering change. And all three sufferings, it makes us to go through these things. It conditions us into this. And this suffering, because this mastermind of all the miseries. Good. So, one part done. Next, what are the causes of these three sufferings? That is what we have to learn again. So in a way, we are learning many technical things, very important points. So, suffering is caused by non-virtues. Suffering is caused by the non-virtues. In Tibetan, Migewa is caused by non-virtues. And suffering exists where? Desire realm and? Huh? His mind is into his job. Yeah, I can see that. This young man, he has his job. In distance computer job is there. Although he has his job, still he is so eager to come to the retreat. And he made it finally. That's amazing. Yes, I really appreciate it. Okay, suffering exists where? The lady over there, with the blue shirt. Your name? Yes.
Татьяна.
Yes, Tatiana.
Страдание находится только в мире желаний.
Suffering exists only in the desire realm.
Only in desire realm. Right? Suffering exists only in desire realm. Because suffering is only in desire realm, what is the cause of suffering? Non-virtues. Non-virtuous karma, non-virtuous afflictions. So therefore, non-virtues exist only in desire realm. You're getting it? These are the technicalities. We cannot guess. Because suffering exists only in desire realm, the cause of which is non-virtues, non-virtuous karmas and non-virtuous afflictions. They exist only in desire realm, not in the form and formless realm. You're getting it? Good. Next, suffering of change. Suffering of change. Where does it exist? Anyone? Raise hands. Suffering of change. Where does it exist? Anyone? Yes, over there. Okay. The Arjuna.
Suffering of change exists in the desire realm and in first three, I would say,
Form realm?
Yeah, of the form realm.
Very good. Thank you. Suffering change exists only in desire realm and the first three form realm. Thank you, Arjun. Thank you. Okay. What is the cause of that? Cause of that is very interesting. Cause of the suffering change. Suffering change is what? Happiness or manifest suffering. It is actually in the form of mundane happiness. Because of mundane happiness, it should be the result of virtues. Suffering change is a result of virtues. What virtues? Contaminated virtues. Suffering change is the result of the contaminated virtues. Contaminated karmas, and of course associated afflictions are there, but the contaminated karmas and contaminated virtues. Okay, so that is the cause of suffering of change. And pervasive condition suffering, that itself is in the form of a cause for the previous ignorance, responsibility given rise to the later ignorance. So the first involuntary birth given rise to the next involuntary birth, and so forth. Okay, so with this we have learned about the all contaminated things are suffering in nature. And as I said earlier, if you think about it, three kinds of suffering, just check on yourself. What are three kinds of suffering that we have? Manifest suffering, sickness, aging, death, tension, depression, anxiety, anguish, and so forth. And suffering change, say all the joys that we get, usually let's say that people who are, say, financially same level, but some have more physical problems, mundane problems, some less problems. Those who have more mundane problems, they are more likely to come into dharma, right? More likely. I'm not saying that the people who are the materially well off and those who have not much problem, they have not come to dharma. Not true, but it's much less. And younger and older, younger coming to dharma is much less, right? Younger coming to dharma is much less because physically they feel healthy and independent. As you grow older, you come to know that, okay, so this body, it reaches a peak like aged 20, 21, 22, and then plateau, and then starts going down. And then you know that this is life, so better look for something more meaningful. And if you do encounter with some friends or teachers, or you read some books, interesting, many people that are connected to the Dharma through His Holiness's books, His Holiness the Dalai Lama's books. So the point is that this is what it is. When we have the suffering change, the happiness, then it actually forbids us from in a way it hampers us from. So you go to a simple hotel and a 5-star hotel. There's a difference there in the people. Simple hotel, people can talk to you more easily. 5-star hotel, you could feel the air of I'm somebody, right? Unless you have a direct relationship, people will not be so keen to talk to you. You could feel that air. So this is human psychology. It's not that they are bad and we are good. No, it's a human psychology. It's a human psychology. So therefore, this is the so if you think about these things, then we see that, okay, we have the suffering change, and this suffering change is a bait for me. Bait. It lures us. Yes. I said earlier, perverse condition suffering itself is the cause. Itself is the cause. In which I said that it is pervasive conditioned. This is one which conditions others. Yes. Okay. And ultimately, the root cause is the self-grasping ignorance. And self-grasping ignorance itself is pervasive conditioned suffering. In which case, is it the cause of itself? The previous self-grasping ignorance is the cause of the later self-grasping ignorance. You go like this. Right? Okay. Any questions before we move to next? Any question before we move to the next? No. Yes. Oh, that's interesting. Are you happy now? Don't think. It's very straight. You're very happy. Are you sure? From your face, I see it's neutral. When you smile, it's happy. Now happy. When you say, what's neutral? Are you happy when asking this? When you think you're neutral. You're getting it? Some happy feeling, unhappy feeling, and what is neither happy nor unhappy is the neutral. Okay, that's interesting. Contaminated. What is contaminated feeling? Okay, we took for granted. Kavita. Okay, anybody who has to give the answer. What is contaminated neutral feeling? That's interesting. Anyone? Then children are there. What is contaminated neutral? Oh, that's, we took for granted that it is there. Okay, Mike.
Гешела, мне кажется, это ощущение, например, что вот мы дышим.
Venerable Geshe, I think these are such feelings. For example, I'm breathing. I'm breathing.
I'm breathing. How is a contaminated neutral feeling? How?
Feelings.
So sad and happy both can be contaminated. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. But her question is, what is contaminated neutral feeling? She's not asking what is contaminated happy feeling, what is contaminated unhappy feeling. She's asking what is contaminated neutral feeling. Anyone? Okay. Let's say Thomas.
Self-grasping ignorance.
Self-grasping ignorance. Can you elaborate a little bit how that is the contaminated neutral feeling?
Well, you think that you have an objective independent existence from others, even if you would exist in a formless realm. It's a, it's a contaminated. It's a distortion of seeing how things really exist.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Devikaji?
When you have a neutral feeling, but it's underlined by self-grasping ignorance. You have not come out of self-grasping ignorance yet, but you have a neutral feeling.
Okay, what Devikaji is saying is that neutral feeling mixed with self-grasping ignorance. What does it mean by that? Okay, we'll come little later over there. Wrong view, yes, over there, yes.
How I understand it, if, for example, I'm in a gathering with friends, but I don't want to be there, I don't feel happy there, but it's not that bad that I want to leave. I stay there in the gathering, the festivity, the party. I'm not happy, but I'm not suffering enough to leave. So
okay, I'm not suffering. I'm not happy.
Yeah.
That's neutral.
Yeah.
But how is it contaminated?
Because I have the feeling that I'm not happy, but I stay anyway. So I have a neutral feeling, but I'm not happy. So I'm not happy, yeah. So that's why I feel this is contaminated. No?
So say arhats. Arhats mean those who have already left samsara, but not yet become a Buddha.
Yeah.
So they have, let's say that they have abandoned they have removed the mental, the unhappy feeling. And let's say that they're just in a very neutral state, watching the leaves, watching a tree. The person not happy, person is not unhappy. But is that neutral? Is that contaminated neutral?
This?
No.
Your
why not?
example? No, it's not.
Why not?
Why not? That's a good question.
This is not my question. This is Kavita's question. Okay. Anyone who likes to give answer to this? Anyone else? Okay. Tinzi Ishila. Okay. Those of you who give the answer, make sure that you look at Kavita's face to make sure she's happy. Right? Okay.
Geshe, the belief of or the appearance of the dream like as real. So this appearance is not the ground of the contamination.
Neutral feeling with the belief that things are objectively real. That is contamination. So contamination coming up with neutral feeling becomes contaminated neutral feelings. Very good. Okay. Thank you so much. So here.
Can be also the desire for enlightenment, because arhat are not yet enlightened, and
Desire for enlightenment is neutral feeling.
yeah, is neutral feeling
There must be joy.
To have this desire.
Desire.
Okay, so it's not contamination.
No. It's neutral. It's not neutral. There's a joy there.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So I would say that many of you like what Thomas said, and who else? What Divya said, what the Tinzi Ishila said, and who else? Who else gave the answer? So the ones who gave the answer, yes, over the year, what they said, they're all correct. The only thing is that Divya should be happy, but it seems like she's still neutral. She's not happy at the moment. She's still neutral. Okay, and that one thing I would say would be helpful would be, let us give an example of a dream. Okay. Same. So you are dreaming. You are sleeping, you are dreaming. And in the dream, your mother comes. Devika, your mom comes in the dream. Your mother Ashaji comes. And then you, happy birthday, right? Wow, you're so happy. And then she brings a cheesecake. You like cheesecake? Very good. She brings cheesecake. So you're so happy. First moment, you're very happy, not neutral, happy feeling. Next, the cat jumps over your cheesecake. And you become very unhappy. It's okay, not neutral, it's an unhappy feeling. Then you chase the cat. Cat jumps, and you also jump, and you fall. Cat jump to the other roof, and you fall. You have so much pain and anger, unpleasant feeling, right? And then you're hospitalized. You're hospitalized, painkiller is given by doctor, and no pain, no joy. So you are in a neutral state. It is in the dream. In the dream. Okay. Tell me. Say, don't forget this part of this part. You're getting it? This part, don't forget it. I'd like to share with you the same. Mother giving you cheesecake, you're very excited. The cat jumping off the cheesecake, and it makes very unhappy, unpleasant feeling. And then, okay, then the cat, and then the cat, you chase the cat, and the cat runs away, and then the cat jumps to the other roof of the building. And you also jump, and you fall, and you think, now I'm dead. When you say you are dead, Ashaji woke you up. You're getting it? You feel happy, not happy? Good. So you're happy. So which of the three you prefer the most? The first one? First one, you get a cheesecake. Dream of the mother giving you cheesecake. Second, the cat jumping over the cheesecake, and then you chasing the cat, and then you jumping, and you think, now I'm dead. Second part, dream. Third moment, you wake up. Your mother wakes you up. Of the three, which do you prefer the most? First one, not the third one. But between the first and third, you prefer the first one. Okay. Tell me, the first dream and the second dream, there are many things in common. This very important discussion. I'm glad that you bring this up. You brought this up. This very important part of discussion. First part of the dream and second part of the dream. There are many things in common. Many things in common. Okay. Raise your hands who like to have this dream, including Kavita. Who likes to have this dream where your mom comes with the most best cheesecake in the world? Okay, people are not so interested. Okay, cheesecake plus brand new iPhone 16 Pro Max. Raise hands. Cheesecake plus this. Yeah, Gabor, raise hands. Okay, good. Right? You are very happy. Okay, now tell me. Be very honest. How many of you like to have this dream tonight? Raise hands. How many of you like to have this dream tonight? Raise hands, including Kavita ji. Bhumika is not interested. No cheesecake, not interested. Okay. Okay. My next question, good. Those who raise hands, my next question to you. How many of you will have this dream tonight? Raise hands. How many of you will have this dream tonight? Raise hands. No one. Kavita, no. Why not? Why not? It's a very pleasant dream. Why not? Tell me.
I'm not sure I can manifest that dream to have it
not?
tonight.
Not sure meaning you cannot decide the dream.
Yeah.
How many agree with Kavita? Raise hands. I cannot choose the dream. I cannot choose the dream. I have no freedom to choose the dream. Raise hands. I have no freedom to choose the dream. No freedom is lack of freedom. Don't forget it. Lack of freedom is misery. You're getting it? Lack of freedom is misery. This is a problem of dream. This is a problem of dream. However pleasant the dream is, one problem with the dream is, which is common to all the dreams, is that you don't have the freedom to choose the dream. That is the lack of misery. How pleasant the dream is, it is tainted by lack of freedom. Let me repeat it. However pleasant the dream is, it is tainted by lack of freedom. Lack of freedom is misery. Misery is samsara, suffering. So it is tainted, contaminated. However pleasant the dream is, it is contaminated, tainted by the lack of freedom. Now, pleasant dream, unpleasant dream, neutral dream, all are dreams. Where is a dream? It is tainted by the lack of freedom. So lack of freedom is the contamination. So even the neutral feelings, as many of them identified, that we see the neutral feeling is all projected by your own mind. Later on we'll learn this. Dream is projected mind. You don't have the freedom to choose that. Likewise, the neutral feeling in the dream, you don't have freedom to choose that. So it is tainted by the contaminated by the lack of freedom. Okay. This very important point. You're getting it? Okay. But this is what is next. All contaminated things are suffering nature. What is next? All phenomena are the nature of emptiness and selflessness, or everything is the nature of emptiness and selflessness. Okay, so once you come to know that all three kinds of miseries, you know the three kinds of miseries so well, related to yourself, suffering, change, and then the pervasive condition suffering. When you see that these things are there within you, and then what is next? It's a vicious cycle. It will never stop on its own. It's a vicious cycle. So the next question is, For example, let's say, we never know, okay. So what I would suggest is that don't be too keen on KFC. You know why? We never know. Next time it is your time for KFC inside. We never know. To be very honest, very, very, very scary. We never know. You eat the KFC now, today, and tomorrow somebody may eat you in KFC. Extremely, extremely unpleasant. You getting it? And this is reality. So usually what I say is that, okay, usually what I say is that if, this is my statement, if the chicken is born like, it grows like potatoes in the farm, it doesn't have life, I'll be the first person to eat chicken every day, morning, afternoon, evening, as long as my money can sustain. I'll keep eating chickens. But this is not the case. I don't eat meat. Not because it's not delicious, because it involves life. Your 5 minutes of enjoyment, maximum 10 minutes of enjoyment, and the life of the other being. I went through by the, say, what do you call it? FNAC, fine needle, aspirational, FNAC, I don't know. So when I went through this biopsy test, then the person who took the sample from my lungs, 2009, how many years ago? Hey, 2009, how many years ago? 15 years ago, I had tuberculosis. So the doctor, they took out a sample from my lungs, and for which he gave a local anesthesia. And how he took the sample, it was very painful process. And he said that now, the moment you put into the scan, don't move. If you move, all the procedures will have to be repeated again. It was so painful with the local anesthesia. It's just a needle, fine needle, not slitting your throat, needle. And local anesthesia also applied, given the local anesthesia. The pain is so acute. So when put into the scan, I just controlled myself, bore the pain. And when I came out, there was a Tibetan nurse who was taking care of me, who was attending. Then I told the nurse, "Are you vegetarian?" She said, "No." I told her, "Can you become vegetarian?" And then I explained to her, look at this, how extremely cruel the human beings are. For me, just to take a tiny sample from my lungs, how much pain, local anesthesia given, and only a fine needle, not slitting your throat, yet the pain is so acute, unbearable pain. And these poor chickens, no anesthesia, it's not a fine needle, it's just slitting the throat. And just for your food, somebody has to go through all this acute pain and lose a life. It's totally unfair. It's totally unfair. I said this and I asked her, would you be vegetarian? She said yes. And she became vegetarian. I'm so glad. Okay, so what I'm saying, I don't know why. Okay, so we can be the next chicken in the KFC. Be a little careful, right? So if you're too keen on chicken, remember me. You're getting it? I would be crazy after chicken. If chicken is like a potato growing in the field, but it is not growing in the field. Somebody has to give life. It's so much of pain. Let's think about it. Meanwhile, I'm not aggressive promoter of vegetarianism. I'm not aggressive. I just share my thoughts and people decide. And many people I know, many people who are close to me, they stopped, they turned to vegetarianism. I really appreciate. And some people, they openly tell me that I cannot be vegetarian, but they say, I stopped buying meat from outside. I go out, I eat from the hotels, restaurants, but at home, no meat. This again a step taken. Is amazing. Some say I stopped eating chickens. I only eat the red meat. And some say that I eat meat only one time in a week. There's also, you have taken a step. It's amazing. Some said, I'm sorry, I cannot be vegetarian, but at least I rejoice in the people who become vegetarians. Even that is amazing. Whatever little step that you can take this. This is so precious. I really rejoice. This is what I'd like to share with you. Okay. Having said this, what I'm saying is that we need to think of ourselves, the three kinds of suffering pervading us. And how many of you think that you will be okay tomorrow? You will not die tomorrow. Reasons? Just tell me. What do you naturally think? Philosophically, you will say, we never know. But naturally, what do you think? Tomorrow I'll not die. How many of you have already purchased your ticket? Return ticket. You've already purchased your return ticket. It means that you're pretty sure that you're not going to die. You're getting it? But to be very honest, we never know. We never know. Say we are here today, tomorrow we may have to end up in the crematorium. Never know. For somebody else or for you, we never know. These are the realities. So, it's very scary. Our samsara, whole bigger picture of samsara is very scary. So, at the moment, we're confined to this life. We're thinking of this life only. If you think of the bigger picture of the next life, so forth, it's very scary. Only when you feel this scary, then what will you do? Then you will think of getting out of samsara completely so that you don't have to worry at all about having to take birth in samsara, to stop the tears completely. This is the question. Okay, so I said that this is samsara, where what we are today. So that I think it was at time the Buddha, there was one great arhat. Some say it is the arhat Shariputra, some say it is arhat Tatyana. It doesn't matter. One arhat was there, he was going for alms round. And in a family, what he saw was that he saw a young mother holding a baby, cuddling a baby, and eating a fish and beating the dog. Let me repeat it. This arhat, when going for an alms round, he saw one lady in a family. He saw one lady cuddling up her infant, the baby, and eating fish and beating the dog. Why beating the dog? Because the dog was expecting to get some fish. And she was chasing the dog, beating the dog. And this arhat, he had clairvoyance. Clairvoyance meaning ability to read the mind of the person, ability to see the past of the person, past life of the person. So this arhat said that, look at this scene of samsara. In Tibetan, Pasha Sashin Maladung, Rangi Dao Panduku, Dinde Kowe Nyamta, Dinde Kowe Ngansula, Tena Kyoan Nineke, which means that you are eating the flesh of your father and beating your mother and cuddling the deadliest of the enemy in your arm. This is the nature of samsara. How exhausting. So what happened was that this lady, this girl, this young mother, she lost her father and mother. And the father took birth as a fish and she was eating the fish. And the mother took birth as a dog, she was beating the dog. And the deadliest of the enemy, the neighbor, very complicated neighbor, always fighting with neighbor, that neighbor died, took birth as her child. and she's cutting the neighbor, the deadest enemy, cutting, and eating the father's flesh, beating the mother. So just few years ago, she was fighting with this baby as a neighbor, fighting. And a mother and father being so loving, caring, attending. But now look, this is samsara. She has no clue that it was the father taking birth as the fish, and the mother taking birth as a dog, and the enemy taking birth as his baby. She had no clue. This is samsara, extremely, extremely painful. So this is how we live. So wise people, they can see beyond today, and then if say, okay, I'll tell you one example. Say that you are a prisoner from prison A, you are shifted to prison B, and there is a gap of few hours. So few hours you are free, because you are taken to the prison B. From prison B, again few hours free, taken to prison C. Few days in prison A, few days in prison B, and so forth. So in prison A, you are tortured so badly, and little respite, few hours when taken to the second prison. So you're happy, relaxed. Then prison B, again same torture. Again after a few hours of respite. So what do you really think? Okay, now is the respite time. You're so happy. What do you really think? To run away completely, that you don't have to come back to prison anymore. You're getting it? Because temporary respite doesn't help. Whereas we are like a small child who is attached to the temporary respite. We attached to temporary respite, and we forgot the past prison experience and the future prospective prison experience. We have no idea. And then when you go through the next phase, this few hours of the intermediate state terminates, prison, again you suffer the torture. Again you feel acute pain. So if this is the reality, if you feel that, then wise people think of running, escaping from the prison completely. You agree? Okay, so we are at the moment, we're just like in the prison. And the next life, another prison. Next life, another prison. This is how we continue. And what kind of next life, we never know. So by studying the Dharma, by realizing about the law of karma and so forth, we can be pretty sure that we can be nice to other people, not harming others. We can be sure for the next few lifetimes, we can take birth as a favorable human life. But what about 50 lives later, 100 lives later? Nobody can say. So the wise people will think of, why should I have to worry about 100 lives later? Just exit out of samsara completely, so that I don't have to come back to samsara anymore. Okay, for this, what will be the next question? If this is samsara, what will be the next question? Joshua.
How to escape or liberate ourselves from samsara?
How to get out of this samsara completely. This is the point. Okay. So for this, I think, who was that? 2 days ago, I think, who was that? So when I give the example of the shirt fallen in the mud, you wash it in the running water, it becomes very clean. Next time it fell somewhere, it was Arjuna. Oh, okay. So don't forget what Arjuna said, right? Say, how to get out. The question from Joshua is, how can we get out of samsara completely? For that, what should we do? What should we do? Yes, Thomas. Huh? I can't hear you too well.
Walk naked, you cannot become dirty. You cannot have any dirty clothes if you don't have clothes. It's a stupid joke and it lost its meaning. I'm sorry.
Go naked. It's okay. But don't go naked. You're getting it? You can say something is fine, but don't go naked. You're getting it? Okay. When the clothes become dirty, don't go naked. But I don't think you have ever gone naked. Did you ever walk naked? No. You did. I didn't. I'm not asking whether you think about it. Did you ever go naked?
I think
Not in your house, outside.
I think one time when I was drunk, 70 years, 48, yeah,
Once.
from sauna
Okay,
outside in the nature. One time, yeah.
Okay, once.
Yeah.
But how many times your clothes become dirty? Only one time in your life.
Countless times.
100 times. You never went out dirty. You never went out naked 100 times.
Countless times.
Countless times.
Very stupid person.
Countless
I'm
times.
sorry.
So you never went out countless times naked, which means that what you said is not true. You're getting it?
Yes.
Okay. What you said and what you did is very different. You're getting it? Okay. So the question is, what should we do? Okay, the best is ask Arjuna, right? Say, if I want to get away from samsara, what should we do? But samsara we already identified.
So we
Arjuna,
identified already what is samsara, and we need to apply the antidote.
Okay, samsara we already identified. 3 kinds of miseries.
Yeah. So
Then?
3 kinds of miseries. And
Okay, what should we do?
Yeah.
Anyone? Anyone? Okay, Pamela, maybe you can speak louder rather than Pamela walking in there.
We should wake up. We should wake up.
Okay, wake up. Okay, that's interesting. This is the genius people they do, right? Step A, B, C, D, and E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, Z, right? So the Pamela jump from A to Z. Gate Bodhi Soha. You're getting it? Gate Bodhi Soha. Okay, anyone? What should we do? Here.
Renunciation.
Okay, renunciation. Very good. Anyone else? Anyone who has to make it clear? Okay, let's say Paldanla.
Flying on the wings of compassion and wisdom of emptiness.
Say it again.
Flying on the wings of compassion and wisdom of emptiness.
Very good. So it is like what Pamela ji said, the waking up. Very good. Okay. This is very important. This is extremely important. Extremely important. Say the last time what Arjuna said is that we have to check the nature of the defilement which made the clothes dirty. You getting it? Did you say this? You have to check the nature of the defilement. Likewise, nature of the cause which makes us suffer in samsara. Let me repeat it. To know how to get out of samsara completely, we have to identify the cause. We have to identify the nature of the cause of samsara. So the mantra which we read, Ye dharma hetu prabhava. Ye dharma hetu prabhava. All phenomena arise from causes. You're getting it? Okay. Particularly the newcomers meaning who are attending such retreats for the first time. Particularly my retreat for the first time. You give me the answer. My question to you. You must give me the answer, including Kavita and the Asha. And also Binduji. Yes. And who are the new ones? The girl there, Sonamla. Okay, anyone else over there? Constantine. Okay, Constantine. And anyone else new to my retreats? Your name? Momo, yes, okay. Momo, the boy there, your name? Kim, Momo, Natia, Tatiana. Okay, Tatiana. Okay, those of you who are new to my retreat, you give me the answer. Okay, it's not a technical question, don't worry. I'll give you some clues. From there, you have to give me the answer. I live in Delhi. Okay, most of you know that. Delhi in the month of May. Delhi in the month of May, it is a dry weather. And don't think that he's telling a story. There's a reason there. Delhi in the month of May, it is a dry weather. I live on the 3rd floor. But I have asthma. There's some dampness in my room. Dampness in the room. And because of which I have asthma problem. I'm cooking up stories. It's not real. Right? Some people again send me medicines for asthma. Right? Okay, I'm cooking up stories. I live in Delhi in the month of May. In the month of May, the weather is so dry, no humidity. And I live on the 3rd floor. And in the month of May, I started to have, due to some dampness, I started to have asthma problem, breathing problem. And I don't like it. What advice would you give me? What should I do? Raise hands, particularly those who are coming to my retreat for the first time. Okay, move. Okay, move, I got it.
Yeah.
Move your place from the third floor to another place where I have to carry all my books down. Very heavy books down, no lift, right? Anyone else? What advice would you give me? What advice would you give me? Hey, not the Tatiana. What advice would you give me?
Я думаю, что если в Дели очень сухо, а у вас в квартире в квартире находится влага, то, наверное, нужно проверить сантехнику. Может быть, где-то взорвалась труба.
I think if weather in Delhi in May is very dry, but the air in your apartment is not good enough, maybe you need to check all your pipes and everything inside your apartment to see whether everything is working properly or not.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else? What advice would you give? I have asthma problem. Okay, the Constantine.
Practice pranayama. Practice pranayama.
Oh, for how long? 2 minutes is okay. I cannot spend like half an hour. How long?
I cannot say how long.
Okay, you're not too sure. Practice pranayama. Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay, the girl over there.
Hello, my name is Elena, and I think you should visit a doctor.
Oh, okay, that's okay. I have to visit the doctor and oh, to have a medical checkup. Okay, yes, we have the AIMS, a big hospital near us. I have to go to hospital. Okay. Yes. Anyone else? What advice will you give me? Anyone? Anyone else? Raise hands. Over there. Huh? JC.
You could buy a humidifier.
Okay. Buy a dehumidifier. In Bangalore is cheaper. A dehumidifier in Bangalore is cheaper in comparison with Delhi. Right? In Delhi it's 20,000 rupees. 20,000 rupees. And even the people the technicians who come, they will say, I'll come tomorrow. It never comes, right? And it breaks down. Again, you have to, okay, dehumidifier. Somebody here? The gentleman over there? Same, dehumidifier, okay. Okay. So, say, Tatiana. Your name? Tania. Yes. Your name?
Tatiana.
Tatiana. Okay. So I got your answer. So then the Tatiana came to my place. Tatiana, After all the advice that you gave me, Tatyana came to my place and Tatyana said, Geshe, don't listen to any of these people. Right? Don't listen to any of these two people. Give me 5 minutes. Can I come to your room? I said, yes. She came and she checked all the pipelines. She saw that there's one pipeline, there's a very fine crack. It's a big crack, then the water oozes out. You can easily see that. It's a very fine crack, therefore, you don't see the water oozing out. So she said that, okay, now I got the answer. Geshe, give me 10 rupees. 10 rupees. It's like how many rupees? And 12 rupees. Oh, so I gave her 12 rupees. With the 12 rupees, she went to buy the glue. She went to buy glue. With the glue, she fixed it 12 rupees. 12 rupees, and the moisture stopped. Moisture stopped. I don't have to spend 20,000 rupees for dehumidifier. I don't waste this money. I don't go to hospital. Hey, Elena, I don't go to hospital, right? Right? Hospital give me medicines, inhaler, and inhaler will make me addicted. You're getting it? So I'm protected by Tatyana, right? And then here, your name? Shahin. Shahin asked me to move with all the books carried down, right? And then I have to pay what? Let's say, what is the security? Another 30,000? Security? No. Tatyana said, don't do that, right? Don't do that. And then no need pranayam. No need pranayam. Are you okay without pranayam? Yeah, I'm okay, right? No need pranayam. Then she fixed it, and from the next day, asthma goes away. How did she succeed it? By going to the doctor. Doctor will not remove the dampness. You getting it? Doctor will not remove the dampness. So how did she succeed? Because she's able to track the root cause. Track the root cause. Remove the root cause, problem's fixed. You're getting it? So therefore, to stop the miseries completely, to stop samsara completely, you have to identify the root cause. Therefore, we read the mantra. Which kind of mantra? Ye dharma hetu prabhava hetum tesham tatha kodo hyavatat. All these phenomena arise from their respective causes. So what are the causes of samsara? This next question. What are the causes of samsara? This question. You getting it? Okay. You have to identify the cause. How many of you now agree with this? Agree with Tatyana? Not so much agree with buying dehumidifier. Good. So we have to identify the cause. So what is the cause of samsara? What's the cause of samsara? Anyone? Ignorance. Okay. How ignorance? This is the next question. How? How the ignorance is the cause of samsara? For this, we have to learn one verse. One verse. One verse is, okay, this verse is taught by Arya-Nagarjuna. Arya-Nagarjuna, in his text, Mula Madhyamaka Kareka, the fundamental wisdom of the middle way. And in the text it says, the ceasing of karmas and afflictions is nirvana. Karmas and afflictions arise from conceptualization of inappropriate attention, which in turn arises from the elaboration of self-grasping ignorance, and the ignorance ceases by the wisdom of emptiness. Okay, anyone who can identify where this verse is? Which page? On which page? Jigmela, which page? Which page? Anyone? Which page? 68? Is it on 68? Which page? You tell me which page. So you can see, just check page 116. You'll find this same verse in several the sections. The original section is on page 166, 116. 116, did you find it, Joshua? Which verse? Verse number 5. Verse number 5, Momo? Momo? You find it? You don't find it. Page 116. Verse number 5. Okay, it comes on these several segments. The best is page 116, verse number 5. That's the best. Momo, you found it? Couldn't find it. Page 116. Huh? Okay. This is new book. This new book. What's same? Same. 116. Momo, you found it? Good. Kim, you found it? You found it? Good. Okay. And anyone else? You all found it? Good. If possible, we need to remember this by heart. 116, verse number 5. It says, ceasing of karmas and afflictions leads to nirvana. It is not leads to nirvana, it must be fixed. So, our editors here. Our editors are here. There are many editors, right? And we've been waiting for her. It'll finish almost about 1 year pushed. Still it's not finishing. And we stopped printing this any further, waiting for the editor, right? So we begin desperately print it out, right? I make the complaint strong, so it'll happen quicker. Okay, so this verse requires this book. What we have at the moment requires a little bit of editing here and there, which we're discussing. Two of us are discussing. And then here, ceasing karmas and afflictions is nirvana rather than leads to nirvana. You just check it, you just edit it yourself, correct it? Ceasing karmas and afflictions is nirvana. Karmas and afflictions arise from conceptual thought. These arise from mental elaborations grasping into existence. Elaboration ceases by or into emptiness. Okay, to understand this verse well, I'm going to take another 10 minutes extra. We have 3 minutes more plus 10 minutes. I need 30 minutes more to explain this verse. Okay. If you're noting this down, okay, listen to me. As long as you are aware of where the editing is required, you can do it later. Listen to me now. This is very important to understand this concept. To understand this is very important. This is very important. Okay. Let's say that to understand this concept, let me give an example. That we are all fast asleep. And we start to dream. And you dream of attending class here in this hall. You dream of attending class in this hall, right? And don't dream of being inattentive. don't imagine that you are being inattentive in the dream, right? Imagine that you are very attentive in the dream, including Arman, right? Okay, imagine that you're dreaming, that you're very attentive in the class. So in the dream, right? Okay. I showed a mobile. I showed a mobile to you. So what is this mobile? This is a dream mobile. It's a dream mobile. But you're dreaming. You see this as a mobile, not as a dream mobile. You see it as a real mobile. You see the dream mobile as a real mobile. You understand it? You got it? Momo, you got it? you're dreaming. In the dream, I raised the mobile. This is a dream mobile, but you see, because you're dreaming, you see dream mobile as a real mobile. This is the first error. Number one. Then Momo looks at, not only Momo, each one of you, look at it very carefully. You see that it is brand new iPhone 16 Pro Max. Right? And you're very happy, right? Then you say, Momo said, Geshe, can I exchange my mobile with yours? Right? And not only Momo, each one of you, you said it. Can I have my mobile exchange with yours? And then suddenly, suddenly Gabor said, no, I already said it before. Gabor said, I already said before. Before Geshe entered, I already told him and he accepted. And you said, when did you say this? And two of you had fist fight. Was fist fight, then police came and take you, Momo and Gabor, all of, in the prison. Okay. And your mom was calling the office. What happened? Usually I get a call from my daughter, my son, at this time. But today there's no call. What happened? Is she all right? Is she all right? And the receptionist says that, I heard that there are two people taken to prison. You and Gabor. You meaning either Momo, you, each one of you. Then finally your poor mother comes. Ashaji comes. Comes to the prison. What happened to you? Why did you end up in prison? You went to Bodhicitta retreat. When you're in a Bodhicitta retreat, practice compassion. You ended up in prison. What happened? Prison. Hey, why did you end up in prison? Why? Why? Hey, Sonamala. Why did you end up in prison? Why? Huh? No, both you and Gabor. You fought. Physical fight, right? Physical fight is action. Action is karma. You're gonna get in prison because of the fist fight, action. Why did you fight? You are a very gentle girl. Why did you fight? Because I'm attached to the phone. I'm angry towards Gabor. Right? Affliction. That's affliction. Attachment to the phone and aversion to Gabor. Competition. Aversion to the competitor. That is affliction. And why do you attach to the mobile? Well, you already have a mobile. No, mom. That mobile is, hey, Chelsea, what is that mobile? Brand new iPhone 16 Pro Max. Right? Pro Max. That's a very special. And then the mother, are you sure it's a mobile? In the first place, is it mobile or is it dream mobile? You're getting it? Okay. So, look, this is very important. First is prison. Prison is a metaphor for samsara. Samsara. Why you end up in samsara? Prison, because of the fist fight, which is contaminated karmas, action. Contaminated karmas. Why did you have the fist fight? Why did you have the fist fight? Because of the affliction, attachment to the mobile and aversion to a competitor. Affliction. Why did you have the affliction? Because of exaggerating the quality of the mobile. Exaggerating the quality of the mobile. That is inappropriate attention. Let me repeat it. Exaggerating the quality of the mobile is known as inappropriate attention. Exaggerating the quality of the object. Exaggerating the quality of the object is known as inappropriate attention. And what makes you exaggerate what is the basis for you to exaggerate the quality of the object? Because you exaggerate the object itself. Exaggerating the object, the dream mobile as a real mobile. First you exaggerate the object, dream mobile as a real mobile, number one. Number two, then you exaggerate the quality of the object, that the mobile is iPhone 16, what is it? Brand new iPhone 16 Pro Max. You exaggerate the quality of the mobile, quality of the object, number two. Then you attach to the object. which is the affliction. And afflictions ends up into karma, fist find, karma. Because karma, then you end up into prison, which is samsara. Now now tell me, if you don't want to be in prison, what should you have done? If you don't want to be in the prison, what should you have done? Okay, so tell me, no, if you don't want to be in prison, what should you not have done? Huh? You should not have fought. You should have not fought with the persons. You should have stopped fighting, right? If you did not want to fight, what should you have done? Not been attached to the mobile and averse to Gabor, right? And if you don't want to be attached to the mobile, what should we do? Don't exaggerate the quality of the mobile. If you don't want to exaggerate the quality of the mobile, don't exaggerate the object. If you don't want to exaggerate the object, what should you do? If you don't want to exaggerate the object, the dream mobile as a real mobile, what should you do? Mobile. If you don't want to see the dream mobile as a real mobile, what should you do? What should you do? Wake up. You getting it? Okay. You wake up, and you will stop exaggerating the dream mobile as real mobile. Number one. If you don't see the dream, okay, look, this very important sequence. If you don't exaggerate the dream mobile as a mobile, you will not exaggerate mobile as iPhone 16, brand new iPhone 16 Pro Max. If you don't exaggerate the quality of the mobile, you will not feel attached to this, and you will not feel aversion to the competitor. This affliction will be stopped. If you don't have afflictions, then you will not act in the fist fight. Karma stops. If you don't fight, you will not end up into prison. Prison stops. You getting it? Likewise, if you don't want to be in samsara, what should we do? We should stop the contaminated karmas. If you don't want the contaminated karmas, what should you do? Stop the afflictions, desire, aversion, so forth. Stop the afflictions. If you don't want the afflictions, what should you do? Afflictions arise because of exaggerating the qualities of the object. Let me repeat it. Afflictions arise because of the exaggerating qualities of the object. And if you don't want to exaggerate the qualities of the object, what should you do? Stop seeing the objects as objectively real. If you don't want to see things as objectively real, what should you do? Wake up from the sleep of ignorance. Because the ignorance makes you believe that things are objectively real. The dream makes you believe that the dream is objectively real. You getting it? So, if you don't want the suffering, if you want to get out of samsara completely, finally what should you do? Joshua, this is your question. If you want to stop samsara completely, finally what should you be doing from these 5 points? Joshua?
Wake up from the sleep of ignorance by meditating on the wisdom of emptiness.
To wake up from the sleep of ignorance. How to wake up from the sleep of ignorance? By cultivating the wisdom of emptiness. What's your next question? What how? How to cultivate what? Huh?
The wisdom of emptiness.
How to cultivate the wisdom of emptiness. Very good. What is wisdom of emptiness and how to cultivate it? This is our next question. Which means tomorrow we'll plunge into emptiness. You getting it? Ready? Buddha remained for silent for how many days? 49 days here. You're getting it? So now we are impatient. We don't wait for 49 days. Tomorrow, after 2 days, we plunge into emptiness. You're getting it? Okay, we stop here. Let's turn to page 50. No, 52. Dedication prayers. I dedicate the merit thus gathered to truest realization that is in the prayers of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 3 times, and to the upholding of the doctrine, scripture, and insight. May in all lives, through the force of this merit, never separate from the 4 wheels of the Mahayana vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path, renunciation, bodhicitta, perfidy, and the 2 stages. From my 2 collections, vast the space that I've amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the cheerleading Buddha for all those whose minds, wisdom, eyes blinded by ignorance. Tiyatha Vam Gati Gati Paragati Parasamgati Bodhi Swahatyata Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasamgati Bodhi Swahatyata Om Gati Gati Paragati Arasamgati Bodhi Swaha. 3 precisions together.